AskReddit by Lady Jocelyn. What is a polite way to say mind your own business fuck off when someone asks you why you are still unmarried, no children? Just lucky, I guess. God has shined his bright light on me. I went business polite once, which is pretty entertaining. Sorry, legally I'm not allowed to discuss either subject due to lifetime non-disclosure agreement. This is my favorite go-to. Give them something that really will leave them wondering what the hell you're talking about and then refuse to elaborate. They will be so caught off guard and have no idea how to respond. In this economy, the best and most elite answer possible. Sorry, but you're not my type. This one's pretty good, especially if it's your grandma asking. It was foretold that my firstborn would kill my most annoying family member, colleague, neighbor. You are safe for now. The Shadow Lord has already spooketh the prophecy. Just look aghast and ask them, why would you ask me such a personal question? Let them explain the importance. That, or what a weird question to ask someone. Let them really stop and think about it, haha. I'm overqualified. Supply chain issues. I start telling them about my abusive first husband, the second husband who tried to kill me, and the miscarriages I've had. I keep going and going until they get incredibly uncomfortable. My goal is to make them think twice before asking such questions again. That on any abuse. Sharing details about my wife's miscarriage and all the IVF attempts usually shuts them up, but I keep going with graphic details because they asked and my goal is to make them regret it. I didn't realize it was mandatory. Why do you ask that in a curious tone? If they ask again, I say, you know, nobody ever asks married people why they are married. I think it should be the same for single people, too, then change the subject. Oh wow, I really like this one, I'm using it. Yes, still unmarried. I haven't found someone I respect enough. And oh yes, I love babies. I just couldn't eat a whole one. Before I got married, I used to say I haven't met anyone good enough yet. After I got married and people asked why I didn't have kids and I answered didn't want to. If they persist, then the response is along the lines of, why are you so interested in my sex life? Bless your heart. As a Virginian, that shit hurt, man. Why are you not dead? Tons of people your age are already. Dead is so hot right now. I shrug and say I'm just not and then refuse to elaborate. Their curiosity is their problem, not mine. Hello, base department. I can't have kids, my dog is allergic. I'm too mentally unstable to care for a child. Starts rambling on about my depression, suicidal tendencies, alcoholism, binge eating, and self-destructive behavior until it makes them uncomfortable. I love this lol. My rampant heroin addiction to deal with my feeling of utter worthlessness has made it hard for me to form relationships. When you consider I've lied and stolen my way through life, not having kids is the most responsible thing I've done. That's a very personal question. What makes you think it's okay to ask that? How does that relate to your relationship, such as work, this event, etc., clarifying that your relationship is limited and not nearly that intimate? What an odd thing to ask. I'm not comfortable having my personal life made a topic of conversation. That's a personal question that I'd rather not answer. Dart. But enough about me. What would you have spent your time and money on if you didn't have to support and so on children? Mind your own business and fuck off is about as polite as someone who asks that deserves. The way we have sex can't produce babies shuts them up quickly. Or just be even more crude and say something like, I'm throwing mad loads of nut into her, but no baby yet, grandma. That was the deal I made with Satan. Made a deal with Satan to give him my firstborn, and I don't plan on paying that fucker. I already ate them all. Is that you, Kronos? It's not for me, thanks. I prefer money, thank you. Say nothing. Squat down and crab walk away from the person. Preferably between 10 and 15 feet away and behind them. Then continue on like a proper human acting crab person would. Congrats on being the first suggestion to make me actually lol. The reasons are personal and wholly satisfying to me at this time. Just say don't wanna. If they ask why, just say don't wanna. Very adamant about it. The best choice I ever did. Say I've been waiting for you to ask. When is our wedding? I want kids right away. Why does this remind me of that one scene in Master of Disguise with Gammy Num Nums? We're never going to make babies. 4 kids. I dream of answering milder, stuffier relations with I don't know how. Can you explain in detail so I can start a sap? Nobody is asking me this though. I can't, not since the accident, then just stare off into space until they go away. Oh, that's amazing. I can still force cry from my theater days too. Turn the question back. What an interesting question. What made you ask that? I'm enjoying my peace or just too busy at the moment seem to be pretty reasonable reasons that don't require further questioning. My career in porn is my top priority right now. How important is the requirement to be polite? It's a very impolite question. It's kinda normal here to ask that question, but I'm sick of it. Plus, the ones who asks this question is mostly friends of my mom. I answered it's none of your business, isn't it once, and I was told off to my mom. My mom said I was so rude and impolite, the way I answered the question, and she said that my attitude reflected on them. Because of the Nunaya. Why are you married with children? Lean into the question. Say something ridiculous, totally straight-faced. For instance, when people ask me when are you going to get married, I usually answer tomorrow. Alternatively, put it on them. Not sure, why do you think, and let them talk about themselves for a few minutes. I find that a fun way to challenge people's beliefs. Or you could just say, well, that's a personal question. Leaving them to justify it. I have better things to do is my personal favorite. Make them awkward. I've been engaged and had my fiancé die 3 times, Cheryl. Pussy dick is temporary, League of Legends win streak is forever. I say, oh, we can't get pregnant from the stuff we do. I don't know, why did you have a shotgun wedding at age 18? Why is your front tooth turning yellow, Aunt Tammy? When I find someone worth marrying, I'll marry him. Works literally every time, and usually gets a reaction of that's right. Don't settle. Because your husband had a vasectomy? You could ask them why are they married with someone, and perhaps when they have a think about how to answer that, they might realize how dumb their question is. I always deflect with a backhanded joke. I am married to a beautiful woman named Peace and goddamn quiet. It never fails to get a laugh. It boggles my mind how so many people can acknowledge all the pain, hardship, and sacrifice of relationships yet still treat them as a default or a necessity. It makes me think that some people aren't getting married or having kids because they want to, but because they don't know what they really want and they just do what everyone else is doing. It would jeopardize my Lego fund. No one asks me that. But if I didn't care to share, it would really depend on the situation. Being polite is the challenge here. If I wanted you to know, I would have told you already is a vanilla way of saying it. Don't be polite. It's not a polite question. Say it's personal, then cry on cue and dab your eyes with $100 bills. The bloodline ends with me. I was married and had kids till they all died in a car accident. True or not, they won't ask you again.